New tonight, a man says two women kidnapped him at gunpoint and forced him into sex work.
Court records backing up the victim's story, and he's sharing it only on 13. ABC 13's Luke Jones is live at the Harris County Jail detailing those 6 days of terror, Luke.
Yeah, and what a terror it was. So far, the only charges are aggravated kidnapping, but this man says in reality, he was really the victim of sex trafficking. Masterminded, he says, by a woman who called herself Cookie, operating out of a North Harris County motel.
Cookie? What Lucia said.
Like, it was really ghetto. It was scary.
A young man who still shudders when he thinks about all he endured. For almost a week, he says he was held captive in a room at the Regency Inn on Cypress Station near FM 1960. Forced, he says, to have sex for money. We're blurring his face to protect his privacy.
It was a lot of crackheads, like a lot of them, like a lot of sketchy homeless people.
A life, he says, he never imagined for himself. One the Harris County Sheriff's Office says he was sucked into October 18th. That's when they say one of the victim's friends, Esmeralda Pena, invited him to the Regency.
She said that she had a job for me, like she was gonna help me make some money because I didn't have a job.
Once here, he says he was introduced to this woman, Herbanique Forrest. Although when they met, he says she went by a different name.
Her name was Cookie.
Cookie, he says, quickly set about signing him up for an escort site and told him he'd have to have sex with men for money. The next day, he says he saw an opportunity to escape and returned home. But just 4 hours later, deputies say a doorbell camera shows Pena and Forrest at the victim's front door, this time with an armed man. Investigators say they and Nixon Simmons forced him into a car at gunpoint.
Cookie started beating me, and she was like, "Don't I ever leave again? Like, if I ever leave, like, she'll blow my brains out."
For the next 6 days, he says he was beaten, plied with drugs, and deprived of food. At night, he says he was expected to solicit men in this Ross parking lot.
Yo, this is crazy. What I don't understand, I had to pause it real quick. What I don't understand is that when the police charged them, they just charged the people with kidnapping and not sex trafficking and or rape. But I bet if that was a woman and the roles were switched, rape would have been charged, kidnapping would have been charged, sex trafficking would have been a thing. This person said that they've been charged, they've been not only kidnapped by gunpoint, forced to have sex with other men. Do we not see the problem? Literally, do we not see the problem here? That is the problem. The problem is we don't believe men when they say things, and this is the reason why they don't come out. And then they assumes that the statistic says that men don't have this don't happen to men. These are crackheads, obviously. Don't you see their face? They thought they was finna come up. They doing the reverse prostitution. Instead of the man doing it to the women are doing it to the man. He's fearful for his life. This look like a kid. Look at his wrists, his hands. He look like a child. You telling me these people that came to your house with a he-she and two other girls look like crackheads and they trying to, oh, you gonna have sex with these men. Threw you on the escort service. That's sex trafficking. And they only gonna charge him with kidnapping? What about what he's saying? That's because, you know what, in this world, they don't look at that. They look at that as like, oh, weak. Oh, nah, that didn't happen. It did, though. Let me keep going. Let's go.
Although he says he only ever slept with one.
I knew that if I made them money, they would keep making me work for them. They would keep me around. So I just tried not to sleep with anybody.
Even so, he says the experience left him drained, and at one point, hoping Forrest would make good on an earlier threat.
Like a couple days in, I kind of wanted her to kill me. Like I told her to kill me, like just get it over with.
In the end, he says it was his aunt who saved him. October 24th, he says he was able to text her using a phone he'd hidden from his captors and that she picked him up during one of those nights out in the Ross parking lot.
I was just like, yeah, this is not a good place to be at.
And the victim says he wasn't the only one forced to do this. One of the suspects, Esmeralda Pena, also beaten and made to walk the streets, he says. Right now, this case still under active investigation. Live downtown, Luke Jones, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
Bro, that is the most craziest thing I've ever heard. Because most of the time, right, we hear the vice versa. We hear that the man is trafficking the woman. But it seems like this woman was trafficking the man. And, of course, this is a weak man that couldn't get away. These women probably beating on him. They look like crackheads for real. So you don't know if you can fight them. He looked scrawny as hell too. And if you didn't catch it, they said he had to have sex with at least one before he got away. Man. And I just hate this for him because it's like, if he's telling the truth, which I believe he is, because if he had to contact his auntie from an undisclosed phone and have her pick him up, bro, he was in trouble. He was in trouble, and he was probably on drugs too, due to the fact that he's with crackheads, and they probably hit his ass with the, nah, you gonna do this while under the influence, and then start forcing him to do it. I think it initially like, oh, can you do this? And like, what are we doing? Oh, no, you just gotta suck it. What? So what? Yeah. That's the drug game business you in now, bro. That's the sex business. They trying to traffic you. They doing what men do to women to, bro. These women are a different breed, bro. We damn near the created men. Women. This is scary, bro. But as a dude, he should have known that his first chance to get away, he should have ran, bro. He should have ran. I think initially he said he did run, but he didn't get away. Initially he said he ran, but he didn't get away. And then they came to his crib and with the gun and pulled him back. So they kidnapped him after they kind of like coerced him to do sexual acts and then forced him to have more sexual acts. That's sex trafficking, is it not? But I bet you they won't charge him for that. Because men can't say things like that. They won't believe you. Where's the proof? A woman says it. Yeah, he believes it. It's her word versus his. A man said he need proof, documentation. He need camera footage. And this is the system that's so rigged. Or why didn't you use your manly powers? I was under the influence of drugs. This is a 3 against 1. One has a gun. And the other 2 is beating me. Come on, bro. See... And that's why I say, man, women could be the downfall of a man, and now they up her. The roles have been reversed, man. That's how I'm seeing. The roles have been reversed. The women are now the pimps, and the men are the hoes. Look, what have the world gone to? Ladies and gentlemen, the switch is actively happening. Just like that. I think the switch is happening right now in front of our face, in front of our eyes. We're going to look up, and that's all that's going to be told. That's the story right there. The switch is in front of our eyes, and we're not going to be able to do nothing but just take it. This young man didn't deserve that. This young man deserves justice. When you cry out for your auntie, when you ask for your auntie or your uncle for help, you needed help, bro. Simple as that. I know that from experience. If you look for your auntie or your uncle, obviously he probably into it with his mama or somebody who's on the streets. When you ask for your auntie to pick you up from a prostitution ring, bro, it was real. I hope that man get the justice he can. I'm gonna keep track on this. This is in Houston. I'm gonna keep track on this. I'm gonna hope this little man get the justice he can get, man. I hope. That being said, tell me what y'all think in the comments section. Do y'all think that he should have got more? That they should have got more charges due to the fact that this is a man and they were actually sex trafficking based on what he's saying, or do y'all think that the judge they were right by just charging them for kidnapping? So the whole sex thing goes out the window, huh? The whole forced to have sex thing goes out the window, having sex against your will. That's not just prostitution. That's involuntary, like, sex trafficking, sex ring shit. And he's telling y'all there needs to be more charges. There needs to be more justice. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video for the YouTube algorithm. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy Angelo Savage. I keep you updated. Let's go. Peace.